Welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of the Gardener's Corner. I am Jennifer Brown, Family Consumer Science Agent with the North Carolina Cooperative Extension Service. We hope that you are learning how to thrive in 2025. But we understand that sometimes, especially this time of year, whether it's the weather, the cold, the dark, it's dark early, whatnot. Sometimes we get what can be called the winter blues, or we get seasonal depression. There's many names for it. So we wanted to provide some information to you about maybe what you're feeling and how you can, understand the difference there, take care of your own mental health, why we experience seasonal blues, and practice tips in identifying those symptoms and learning how to cope with them. So we have some information that we want to share with you about that because we all get the winter blues sometimes. We all have those kind of temporary dips and moods. Oftentimes, again, it is this time of year because it's associated with those shorter days and the fact that it's getting colder. And it's, dark when you get up, it's dark when you're leaving work, and sometimes that really can affect you. So there is something actually called seasonal affective disorder, or other people, again, seasonal depression, winter blues. It has many names depending on, just like any kind of disorders or depression or whatever, there's a range of emotions and symptoms. So how do you know which one's which? And if you need to go and talk to somebody about it, well, the winter blues, again, we all get them. It's a normal thing. We just kind of feel, just blah. But it's not affecting your day-to-day functioning. You get up, you grumble that it's so dark so early, or that it's cold, or that maybe you don't get to do your normal outdoor exercise like you used to do, but it doesn't stop you from functioning. You get up, you go to work, you go to church, you go to school, you go wherever, and you're still a functioning, human being. You're still being productive. You're still enjoying the variety and the different parts of life. There's always something that we don't like, but it doesn't interfere with your ability to continue on with the things that you've got to do. It also isn't so overwhelming that just one little tiny thing could just have, you cause you to have like a breakdown. So we're going to share information from a variety of different sources. So some of this information came from a coworker of mine at NC State University, and they are, a licensed medical professional and therapist. So they have a lot of information that they could share with us. So we are going to pass that scientific evidence-based information on to you, because that's what we do at your local cooperative extension service, is we take the scientific research-based information from our two land-grant universities, NC State and North Carolina A&T, and we share it within our communities. I am housed in Person and Granville County offices, so we're back and forth. Several of my coworkers and myself serve two counties, but you can always, find me online on Facebook or Instagram at Person Granville FCS, and we'll provide information about different topics, whether it's food, nutrition, health, wellness, finances, any of that kind of stuff. Or we also do have virtual workshops that we offer, and you can find that at our Eventbrite page. That you can scan that QR code, or again, go to our Facebook page and it'll have the links to all of our workshops. But sometimes, the winter blues can kind of morph into its depression for kind of a longer period of time, during the season of winter, maybe. And it can actually be a diagnosable condition. So if you are feeling down and out for longer periods of time, I know if you're like me, when you go to the doctor, they'll ask you all these, have you had these thoughts? Or have you ever thought about this? Have you ever done this? How have you felt for the last 2 weeks? You could have an actual depressive disorder. Sometimes, again, it's just certain times of the year. It could be that these symptoms will decrease or go away during the springtime. But if you're seeing a pattern, and if you've noticed a pattern for multiple years, maybe, every year during this time of year. Now, I know that the last couple of years with COVID and since then, sometimes things feels like things haven't gone back to normal yet. It's still all up in a flux. Or every time you turn on the news, there's something else happening or going on in the world, and that can also get you down. But if you are experiencing certain symptoms, and not just experiencing these symptoms, but if you are having multiple symptoms, usually about five or more over a 2 week period. And that's why your doctor will ask you, have you felt this way over the last 2 weeks? So in case you've been wondering why they keep asking you that, that's why they're trying to find out. Okay. So these are the symptoms that we're going to kind of mention now is you've felt depressed or depressed mood most of the day every day. Again, we all have periods where we're kind of a little down or a little mopey or whatever else. But if you're using the phrases, I feel like I've lost all hope. Sometimes it could be you're not verbalizing it to people or even to yourself. You can feel it in yourself there. If you notice that you're experiencing kind of loss of interest in doing activities, or maybe you've noticed this in your friends, maybe they aren't coming to the senior center or the library or your book club or wherever that they used to do. Or they want to avoid people. And there could be a variety of different reasons why they might be doing that. So don't just immediately jump to this and be truly concerned, but just maybe ask some questions, or at least let that individual know that you are there to support them though. Sometimes we will look at your weight. It could be that you have experienced, bless me, excuse me, you've experienced a significant weight loss or even a significant weight gain. It could be that's the thing about stress and depression. It can cause you to, stress out or overeat, sit around, sleep a lot more, do absolutely nothing, or it can cause the opposite, where you're not eating, you're not sleeping, but you might feel tired all of the time there. If you are notice even a little bit of brain fog there, I just can't concentrate, I can't focus, I can't think, I've just got too much going on. Again, it has nothing to do with depression. It could be hormonal changes that are going on. Because our circadian, rhythm gets off a little bit when daylight savings kind of happens and when it's darker, and your melatonin increase. So it's like, man, I'm tired at like 7 o'clock. Well, it's dark. When it gets darker, your body starts releasing that melatonin. So you might get sleepy a little bit earlier there. So it can be a variety of reasons. That's why really having those kind of conversations with your healthcare provider or close friends, pastor, whoever you want to talk about. Some other symptoms could be I feel, guilty about something. I feel worthless. I feel that, I'm not good enough. I'm not whatever. And again, that can go into a very dark place, and even, symptoms of, a lot of worry, suicide, different things like that. If you are having any of these kinds of feelings, we want you to definitely go seek some help and talk to somebody there. Sometimes even if you are going to all these events, maybe you're not staying at home, but you're just so much restlessness. You just are always agitated. Just different things like that. It could be the opposite there. You're just very sluggish. And again, if you're not sleeping, if you're not eating properly, if you're not getting the nutrients, that could cause these things. So that's why they have licensed medical therapists and professionals that we do recommend you go see and talk. And they actually have questionnaires that you could, fill out and answer some of these questions. And just to give you, an idea of like, okay, fill out this questionnaire. And then if you're answering these questions all one way, then don't, again, don't just jump to the worst possible conclusion. We want you to keep those positive thoughts. It just might be that you need to talk to somebody. Okay. But if you're noticing a lot of these symptoms and over a longer period of time, like 2 weeks or so, and then if you also notice that those things are affecting your functioning ability, whether it's affecting your work productivity, your social life, maybe your grades in schools. And this is for people of any age too. Um, no matter what it is, whether you have I'm kind of a loner. I don't have a lot of friends or people or family or any of that. Or if you're the life of the party, there's a lot of people that, you know, you hear about that have had struggle with depression or stuff and, on the news, or maybe it's a celebrity or something, like, I would have never thought that about them. They look like they're always, out and about and having funny and having a fun time and the world just whatnot. So don't always just believe what you see too. A lot of people, even if they're posting nice little pictures on Facebook, they might need a call and be like, how are you doing? What's going on here? But making sure that these symptoms are not related to something else. As I mentioned, certain medications can cause some of these things. So really talking with your doctor, your pharmacist, what are these side effects of this new medication I'm about to start? Especially if it's not a medication that you need. Maybe there's some that are kind of, optional. You're choosing to do. That the side effects might be more detrimental to you, whatever. So have those conversations. Again, I'm not in any way, shape, or form telling you to stop taking any medication or any of that kind of stuff. If you are struggling with substance abuse or some other kind of thing going on, those can cause some of these symptoms or different things. Or again, there are plenty of other medical disorders that individuals could be suffering from, that just proper medication or just having an outlet to talk to or any of that kind of stuff can make it all go away. Mm. Again, just poor nutrition can cause some of this stuff. So things to keep an eye out on for either yourself or maybe friends or loved ones is just sometimes you notice a change in appearance. Maybe it's like, wow, she used to always be so done up and now she's just out there like looking like a hot mess, Um, or if she used to be the life of the party and now she seems very lethargic and she's, just seems, again, maybe always agitated, depressed, whatever. If you notice any of those moods, whether it's like the mood swings, like one minute they're very happy and then one minute they're very sad and tearful, or they always seem very hopeless, or just always go into those negative thoughts. And we all have those moments. Um, just sometimes if they last a little bit longer and you notice a lot of different things going on too.